so I guess Justin Bieber isn't the only JB in town now.
True North Reviews, True North Reviews, True North Reviews.
Hey there, welcome to True North Reviews. My name is Ryan, and today we are reviewing the latest record put out by the English singer-songwriter Jake Bugg. This one is entitled Saturday Night, Sunday Morning. Jake Bugg is an artist who has fast-tracked himself to indie rock stardom and notability, and interestingly enough, I would say it's mostly because of who has collaborated with him for production credits. Jake's debut record, which is self-titled, was praised upon its release, actually so much that it captured the attention of legendary producer Rick Rubin, who agreed to produce Jake's follow-up record. And that's no small feat. Rick can certainly work with many different artists, but there's gotta be something special about a particular artist for him to be on board, especially that early on with a sophomore project. In parallel with Rick Rubin's production, this is when mainstream and more accessible platforms started to push Jake Bugg's music considerably more. Personally, the track Slumville Sunrise struck a chord with many fans, including myself, as it appeared on the soundtrack of an MLB The Show video game. Slumville Sunrise being a track that is very American-rooted in its rock sound, and that must have resonated with people beyond Rick Rubin, because next thing you know, Jake is getting a call from Dan Auerbach of the Black Keys. Dan went on to produce Jake's fourth album in 2017, so yeah, Rick Rubin, Dan Auerbach, they're no big deal, right? But fast forward 4 years to current day, and still at the prime age of 27, Jake Bugg is living life and living large. He might not be the most household name around, but he's definitely got a unique voice, again, very American sounding like his music as well, and that's enough to fool me into believing that he's American. Confusion aside though, he is English, and there will be no more trickery with this album review, as I'll be giving my straight up opinions of these tracks, and where I want to begin is with the opening track, All I Need. This is a great intro to the album. It features a gospel-tinged chorus that elevates Jake's vocals to another level, and that's impressive when the track centers around a basic guitar riff, big booming and thunderous drums. I could picture this soundtracking any number of Suits episodes. It's a niche market, no doubt, but I think the return is well worth the time investment. Much goes the same for the subsequent track, Kiss Like the Sun. This cut accentuates a twangy guitar that is sure to bring back old fans of Jake's first couple albums, while also reeling in new fans. Granted, the track may be a bit pop-friendlier on a boom-clap beat and modern production style, but there's an urgency and direction to this track that are quite admirable. About Last Night is another moment on this record that leans into a poppier sound. A large and captivating chorus is found here, along with croons of falsettos and a spoon-esque guitar riff. It's a shame that the brilliant pacing on the record falls off a bit on the track Downtown, which in my opinion is nothing but a drab piano ballad that sounds like it was inspired by Niall Horan. Thankfully though, the record's pacing is quickly resolved on the track Rabbit Hole, which ups the tempo, the energy, as well as the stone-cold guitar playing that absolutely sends shivers down the spine with Jake's howling. Traveling into a more ambitious tune, Jake does not disappoint on Lost. Parts of this track are very danceable. I would say it's in a similar vein to a newer Avicii song. There's a prominent bass line on here for sure, but that's complemented by an arrangement of guitar, strings, and piano. It livens up the atmosphere of the track like an Avicii song would do too. Continuing to experiment outside his comfort zone, Maybe It's Today, has great results in terms of its Motown 60s type instrumental. The drum beat sounds like it's lifted straight out of Be My Baby by the Ronettes. The rest of the tune adds some doo-wop and soul to the track as well, and the scaled melody in the chorus is also irresistible. Rounding out this indie rock album, it certainly wouldn't be indie rock without first having an influence from some indie rock artists. The track Scene is reminiscent of the band Mount Joy. It is an indie rock tune through and through, while the guitar solo is surely enough to tug on the listener's heartstrings. Adding distorted electric guitar to the mix, a couple tracks towards the back end of the record are blown out like a Barnes Courtney or Catfish and the Bottlemen track. These songs are entitled Lonely Hours and Screaming, the former of which having a high-octane chorus as well as deafening drums to drive the pulse, which only gets progressively louder throughout the song's structure and runtime. Even the record's closing track is an improvement upon an earlier cut on the album. Hold Tight, this is what I would call the ballad equivalent to Downtown, but with a more intimate and raw setting captured by the finger-plucked guitar, a little rustic on the production quality. Really, overall, I'm impressed by this album. I have a lot of love for the variety of genre explored on the record. There's some indie rock, there's rockabilly, dance, gospel. I'm confident that there is a style or strain of rock music that everybody can enjoy. On the other hand, the downside of having too much variety and appealing to a wider audience, of course, is experiencing whiplash from some minor pacing issues. Some of the styles between tracks just throw you around without any kind of consideration of what you just heard before. But outside of a small set of those issues, Jake Bugg really capitalized on this album. Like I said, he's likely going to bring back old fans of the debut and sophomore records here, and hopefully even reel in some new fans for the singles on the record at least. For now, I'm feeling a strong 7, maybe even a light 8 out of 10 on this. There's the album review for today. Make sure you guys sound off down below in the comments. Tell me what you guys think of this music. Whether you agree or disagree, I'm here to engage with you guys. If you'd like to leave a like, subscribe if you're new in town. I'd appreciate that. As always, thanks for watching and have a rockin' day.